Okay everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Mike Newton down here at Penrith Golf Club and it's lesson video for you today. So it's been a busy month of doing a lot of club reviews, so it'd be nice just to get a couple of lesson ones in, particularly if you're in lockdown, something you can work on at home and improve your ball striking. So I've got two really good drills to help you make sure you're getting that ball turf strike, make sure you're compressing that golf ball, maximising your ball speed on your golf shots. Okay, so typical faults I would see a lot of golfers from day-to-day coaching is they hit a lot of fat shots, maybe not moving the weight transfer as good as what they possibly could do, flipping through the golf ball, all those things we just don't want to really be doing it in the golf swing. And really that affects that ball striking, doesn't it? So we get those inconsistencies of strike, which is then inconsistency of ball speed, distances and everything like that. So two fantastic drills for me that really will help you to crush that golf ball, compress it. We see it so many times on TV, that ball turf strike of those pros, the sound it sort of makes. We're all like, oh God, I wish I could compress that golf ball like that. So I've got two fantastic drills that will really help you. Okay, so the first killer drill to help your ball striking is, and this, I'm a big fan of this one, is where you can just lift that trail heel off the ground. So you've got to get your normal setup that you would do, okay? And we're going to lift that trail heel off the ground and keep that trail heel off the ground all the way through the swing. So as you make your backswing, you're not going to plant it back down, because obviously then we can get that moving off the golf ball. So one of the typical things I would find maybe a golfer who struggles with low point control and hits the fat shots, or even the thins as well, is they'll move off the ball too much and they never get back, okay? So obviously then pressure is going to go onto that trail foot. So by lifting that trail heel off the ground a little bit, you may be just favouring your pressure into that lead side and it stays there through the backswing. So ultimately it keeps you a lot more central, and then we can turn back through on the way down. So normal setup as you would do. Obviously always check that ball position is in that neutral spot, so just forward of centre. I would always have it with my 7-iron. Just fractionally lift that right heel off the ground, and then we're just going to make a nice smooth swing, keeping that heel off the ground. And that's stunning. That's a really good compress. I can feel that really compressing it. I'm getting that ball before the ground. Attack angle there at 5.6 minus, so I'm hitting down, I'm compressing it, I'm controlling my dynamic loft. That's going to give me extra ball speed. So that drill there, just keeping that trail heel off the ground, obviously just gives you that sensation of maybe just favouring a little bit of that body pressure, body weight on that lead side. Keep it there through that backswing and then turn onto it more so through that downswing. So really creates you to keep that central position, just stops that pushing off, putting too much pressure on that back trail side before then you come down. Keeps you there, turn, really will help you compress that golf ball. Okay, so the second one is another way of you getting that sensation of transferring onto that golf ball, that weight transfer into that golf ball, putting that pressure into that lead side more through that impact position. So again, the common fault is to hang back on it, we flip, too much weight on that back leg, and we never really get past it. Again, that's always going to pull that low point behind the golf ball. So little game for you to have with yourself, and I'm going to make this harder for you now. So we're going to get into our normal position again with the 7-iron mid-iron, maybe that ball position just left of centre, but then I'm going to move that ball more forward in my stance. So I'm going to keep this yellow line that I've got with this cross on the mat, and I'm going to move my stance. So I'm playing that ball now in a driver position, so inside that lead foot, into that left heel for me as a right-handed golfer. So obviously this ball now is too far forward for this 7-iron. So you think from there, I'm just going to obviously hit the ground before the golf ball. But the game you've got to make is you're not allowed to hit the ground before the ball. So I would like you to set with a club head where the ball would be. So don't put the club right behind the ball in that driver position. Put the club head where the ball would be, okay? And obviously now you're going to have to make sure you shift through this downswing. So it's going to get you off this trail side, move on to that golf ball. Again, it's exaggerating the feel, isn't it? And again, the game is not to hit the ground before that golf ball. It's pretty tough to start with. So set up with a club where the ball would normally be in your stance for a 7-iron. Obviously the ball is positioned more in that driver position. Let's not hit the ground. And that's a good crisp strike. Now obviously that ball's going to fly higher. You're going to deliver more loft when that ball's forward in that stance. But you can see there, Obviously with TrackMan, I've got an attack angle of minus 1.2. So I still hit down on that golf ball, even though that ball's too far forward. So you'd think there you would have to hit up on that golf ball because it's too far forward for that mid iron. But I've actually hit down, so I've really transferred my weight. So if you can get anywhere near that 0 mark, and again, you probably won't have a launch model to hand to test that, but you can obviously get the feedback through your connection of the club into the ground and onto the golf ball. You might just thin the first few shots doing that, but don't worry about that. Try and make sure you get that ground contact, but obviously we want that contact to be just past that golf ball. So this is a little bit tougher, this one, but it's a really good one for getting you to move onto it. Last thing you're going to want to do is really get that back leg, trail leg, and obviously stay on there because you're just literally going to hit that ground and probably just blind top the golf ball. So again, put the club down where the ball would be. Ball's actually in the driver position, so we've got a good 6 inches probably there between the ball and the actual club head itself. Don't hit the ground before it. Okay, you see that was a little bit clean. You're going to hit a couple of those shots. Don't worry too much on that. Again, my attack there was actually minus 2.8. So club is still travelling down as I'm striking that ball. That's a better one. I can really feel for me a real exaggeration driving through that golf shot. So once you've done that a few times, you've got that sensation, then move that ball back into its normal position, maybe just that slightly forward of centre, and then just hit your shot from there and try and get that same feel, same sensation. Ooh, that's crushed. And you can really get that ball before that ground strike. Okay, so 2 amazing drills there, very simple drills, and something you can possibly do at home. If you've got a mat at home, maybe a net rigged up at home, if you're in the lockdown situation, something you can maybe work on. You could even do that with an air ball as well, can't you? Really get that sensation of where that club is making that contact with the ground. Use those 2 drills. You might find you get more success with one than the other. Fantastic. If that's the case, keep working on that particular one that you get the results with, and hopefully that will definitely improve your ball striking. Okay, appreciate you watching the video. As always, if any of you want any online lessons, I am offering those. A lot of the guys over in the UK are obviously taking up on that because they can't get to the golf course because everything's shut at the moment. So if you do want to get in contact, then just hit my email in the description underneath this video and we can get in contact and maybe get that set up for you. Okay, appreciate watching the videos. As always, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.